possession. Now we let it go.
Get rid of it! Get rid of it!
Mills, not that time. Leonard on the follow.
Slam, Kawhi Leonard. Wow, he came out of nowhere and hammered it home. Get him moving! Get him moving!
Spurs trying to take the commanding 3 games to one edge and go home in Game 5. Pass inside, Dion, and Duncan for the finish. Team basketball we've seen in a long, long time.
Spurs by 18. Everybody on their feet at the AT&T Center. Jumper good. 7 for 7 in the fourth quarter for Tony Parker. It's 96-76. It's time to celebrate, San Antonio.
San Antonio Spurs are the world champions.
What is up? What is up? Welcome to the new show, Technical Foul. I am here with my homeboy, Ian. What's going on, bro? How you doing
Good,
today?
man. That nice intro you put together.
You like that? You like that? You know, we got to get the Spurs fans and the Heat fans together. You know, it's the best rivalry out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, man. So for those of you who are new to the show, man, let's kind of do a little breakdown on what this is and why we came together to do this. I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of jump on why why we're here right now, like what came about, how we did this and stuff. So you can go that, and then I'll give my whole spiel on it. So
I mean, yeah. From my perspective, bro, it's just the fact that I wanted to talk instead of text. I wanted to put some words and actually have conversations instead of voice memos over Instagram. So I hit you up, and I'm trying to have deep conversations about NBA as much as possible. No more texting, man. That's bad. That's not good for in-depth conversations.
100%, man.
And also, I want all my disgustingly horrible takes to be recorded to look back on, so I can either say "ha" in your face, or for you to, crack an egg on my head and say, "What are you doing? Why are you saying that?"
100%, man. 100%. That's actually well, real quick. The reason why I agreed 100% to do this was because I just love creating content, and I love basketball. For all you who follow me on the pages and all that stuff and on my channels, you all know all I do is talk about basketball. So when he told me this, it was like a sign from God that was like, hey, we need to freaking do this. So I was excited. I was like, yeah, let's do this. But man, yeah, some of them takes you got in the chat, I was like, yeah.
That's the thing, man. I feel like the conversations we be having, and for those who don't know, man, we got an NBA fantasy chat that we engage heavily on a daily basis, and it gets super heated in a positive way. And I just feel like it's doing the world injustice without it being recorded to look back on, and for somebody to just take a peek, because that chat is private. Not everybody can get in there.
Right. It's a special few.
Yeah.
So we have a couple different segments we got going on, guys. So first, and for what we're always going to start with, these flash news. So now, flash news. Here's a quick little jump in on what it is, real quick. So this is it right here. We have our flash news. This is going to be very simple. This is going to be things that we want to talk about, not too long, just quick little touches on what's going on around the league. I know right now we're in summer. We have the FIBA Olympic going on. We have some, the Miami Pro League with Bam and all them going out over there. We got a whole bunch of different stuff. We have trade rumors, people who aren't happy with certain teams.
Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah, so that's what Flash News is going to be. We're going to break the show down into a lot of different segments. Today is our first episode, so you will see it's a little bit rocky, but we're trying to get it together. So we're just going to push through it, and we're going to get going. So let's go ahead and touch on at least these first three, and then once we're done with these first three in Flash News, we can kind of add on to the Flash News. So let's go ahead. So we got the Hero Movement, we got the Team USA, and we got Ant-Man's Performance, which is Anthony Edwards. Fun fact, I was just playing 2K before we jumped on here, and I was whooping ass with Anthony Edwards, just throwing it out there. So
nice. I'm anti 2K, if I can be honest with you. I give kids the wrong impression on certain players.
Right? Nah, you're not wrong there, bro. Rudy Gobert should not be shooting 3-pointers on 2K. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, facts. Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. So let's start with this whole. So for those of you,
Yeah, this
obviously
is-
you don't know,
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna start with the hero talk. Everybody thinks I'm a hero hater. I am a Heat fan, obviously. As you can see, I'm wearing red right now. Everybody says I'm a Heat fan. I'm not. I mean, a hero hater. I'm not a hero hater. I'm just
Okay.
realistic, So if there is a chance for me to get a player like Damian Lillard, and it's
For hero?
or for hero, like I
Yeah,
would
who wouldn't do
love to
that?
keep
Of course.
both. I would love to keep both, but hey, it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in on this quick little hero talk, and I want to hear your perspective because they know that I'm a Heat fan. They know all this good stuff. I want to hear your perspective on it. Like, what do you think? Do you think this is a smart move?
Yeah, so just real quick recapping the news that kind of broke. Essentially, it was said that there is a landing destination for Hero. Like there is like amongst the trade conversations, Hero going somewhere, like somebody wanting him and giving assets back is already established. So that leads me to believe. I mean, there's a whole domino effect that kind of leads up to where I'm getting at, but I 100% believe it comes down to two teams that is the home or the future home for Hero. One of them being the Spurs, right? I'm a Spurs fan, but it's super relevant because one, the rumors are there, and the cap space is there, the fit is there. The other team would be the Nets. I think those are the only two teams that have said yes. I don't know which one it is. I think one of them is already decided. I think the Heat already said, all right, we're going to go with your trade package and include your picks to send to Portland or whatever. I think it's the Spurs. So, I mean, this is a super relevant conversation. This is probably the best flash news to have on our first episode.
Right. And what's crazy is about it. So I've been hearing some, obviously in our chat, we talked about it, but Spurs has been top notch, number one team I've been hearing with Hero, the whole connection with them since the beginning. I mean, obviously it's been the Nets, but them not being able to dump load Ben Simmons and all that stuff. I knew that was going to be a little, difficult, I guess, if you want to call it that, to do it. But it's like you say, man, with the Spurs, Tyler and Wemby, that's scary, man. That's very scary.
And man, I can't tell you how, once that news broke out, my whole entire demeanor, and those who don't know, I'm still pretty much pessimistic that Dame is going to go to the Heat. Kind of don't think it's going to happen, whatever. But I want it to happen now. I want Hero. Like, dude, give me Hero any day of the week.
Right.
Give me Hero any day of the year, bro. Give me that.
Right. And you see, so let me touch a little bit about that. So again, it's not that I don't like Hero. I've loved seeing his growth, and I have seen him progress throughout the years. But for me, what's very important, especially with a player like Hero who can change the dynamic of a team, is availability. And that to me is like, I understand, injuries is very tough. It's part of the game. But just as much as that is part of the game, you not being there, especially like these last couple seasons, like last year, we definitely could have used Hero, in the championship, even against Boston. It would not have gone that long if we had Hero out there. I just feel like every time we've needed him, there is always an issue, and he is not on the court. And to me, that's the problem. Regular season, can't complain. He balls out. But when we need him the most, playoffs and championships, it's either he's hurt or he just doesn't play. So that to me is like, this is what made that whole transition of this trade being done. It's like, I see some people being upset, they're like, oh, we don't want to get rid of Hero. At this point, it is what it is. If we can get Lillard, let's do it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on from that, from Hero. Let's go ahead and jump into FIBA. Now, with this one, with the Team USA stuff, man, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I haven't been watching much of it, but I have been seeing a lot of highlights and reels, and this big interview that just went down with Eric Spoelstra comparing Anthony Edwards to my guy, D-Wade. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Yeah, I saw
like that to me, I was like, what is Spo doing here? Is he's dropping little droplets in there?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, they kind of play the same. They kind of don't. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of I don't know if I'd make that comparison 1-to-1. But I think in terms of stardom, he is definitely going to be the Dwayne Wade of the league in the future.
Right.
Like not be the main face, but basically one of the faces, one of the relevant faces.
Right.
And I think that's what Spoelstra meant, if I could be honest. I don't know, maybe not.
No, 100%, man. Because as outside looking in, just seeing the type of player, how he plays, you obviously it's not D-Wade. Like D-Wade, he had the mid-range, the pump fake, drive in, I'm not saying Anthony doesn't have that, but it's just two different styles. If anything, if you want to talk styles, which is crazy, I really thought, to me, Anthony Edwards was more of a Jimmy Butler with a better jump shot with the way he plays. I feel like that to me was a...
Yeah. That makes sense. I feel like I've seen comparisons of him and Jordan just because of a lot of the moves, which Jimmy Butler also has Jordan comparisons. And again, I'm not saying greatest player. I'm just saying, moves in their inventory.
Technique in a sense. Yeah.
So okay. I see that. I can see that. Yeah. It's less Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is a lot of attacking, which obviously Ant can do, he's a phenomenal dunker, but I think there's a little more to it. And Dwayne Wade is a better defender.
100%.
So
I just like hearing you giving D-Wade compliments.
Yeah, why are we doing that right now?
I like it. All right. So we'll stop talking about the Heat. Let's go ahead. Well, we're not gonna ever stop talking about the Heat. The Heat should be in your mind 100% of the time. But what we are gonna go into is to this bum. I like to call him Bum Harden. Let's jump on this guy with making these statements, man. Like what does he think? He wasn't gonna get fined, that he wasn't gonna get in trouble. The update on that is he did get fined $100K for talking out of his what. But it's just like come on, like really,
I don't, dude. So he sold 10,000 wine bottles in China in like 10 minutes or something crazy like that, or instantly or something. And each one is $20. So that's 200. That's 200 bands right there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worried about that fine.
100%.
I think he's paying to put pressure. Like he's just like, there's a little tax to apply some pressure to the front office.
Right. Where he's like, y'all can find me all you want. It's not gonna hurt me, type of shit.
I think it's working. I think that this entire, situation is working in his favor. Like if he would have stayed quiet, I think he'd be less likely to get whatever he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? Which people are still trying to figure out what he is looking for. I mean, we know he wants to get traded, but like his ultimate goal, I think whatever he's doing, I think he's playing his cards kind of right. But he doesn't have an agent, so that's another. At least last I heard, he doesn't have an agent. I don't know if he does today.
I didn't know if that was okay. Dang, so that's crazy. So like he's just out here on his own.
I'm pretty sure. Again, don't quote me. This is probably something I should open up. I have my laptop there, but I don't want to go in there and not engage. Yeah, look it up real quick. I'm pretty confident he doesn't have an agent. So why that comes into play is a few things. Would he be in this situation if he had an agent? And again, I could be wrong. If he does have an agent, he probably should be fired because an agent should tell you don't take a pay cut, and also don't opt in. I don't think it's about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it says James Harden thinks we aren't paying attention. Okay, so it says from 6 sources here, just looking it up, it says yes, he does. It doesn't give me. Yeah, he doesn't give me the name of the actual agent, but Troy Payne is his agent.
Interesting. Okay, so I was misinformed. Good thing you looked that up.
Right.
His agent.
Well, he just hired him this year, so he was a Adidas rep, which I don't know how that's gonna help him.
That does not. Yeah.
Yeah, Adidas executive Troy.
Yeah, that don't sound legit.
like wow. Well, I mean, for Harden, I would say it does because at the end of the day, he's probably going to be making most of the decisions over that agent. It's just to kind of say, yeah, I have an agent.
Yeah, you're
This
probably
is from
right.
Shams. Yeah, Shams just dropped that as well too back in.
Well,
yeah. So
okay. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I was a little wrong, but I bet you it's just like a puppet agent, something
yeah,
along
for
those
sure,
lines. It's not
100%,
somebody that like genuinely knows what's going on, ins and outs, and advises properly.
100%, 100%
Yeah,
on
this
that.
this whole thing's a mess. It would be nice to see two worlds collide somehow. We got the Dame action over here, and we got the Harden action over here. And if we can get a crazy like 5-team trade, I mean, that would, that'd go down in the history books. Two random trade requests coming together, making everybody happy.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, man? I honestly believe that the situation that James Harden is creating right now is going to speed up the whole Lillard situation. Because
What way? What do you mean by that?
So may not be necessarily a trade whatsoever, like as to happen right away like that. But I do think that Cronin is gonna start he's gonna start listening to offers now. That's what I'm saying. So it's not so much of because now it's turned to the point, and these are just stuff that just popped up today. Is like now instead of Dame being the one being like, I don't want to go nowhere else but Miami. Now it's Cronin like, I just don't want to hear anything Miami has to say. So it's becoming this tug of war type of thing. And I think it was, if not yesterday, I think it was Wednesday. Dame had this interview with the ESPN reporter.
The interview. Yeah.
Yeah, the interview, and he, the interviewer brought up, so there was a trade. Was it only to Miami? And then of course, Dame is dropping these little sentiments where, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I can say there was a trade, and I, pretty much saying I can't say it was only to Miami. And then he just straight up says, I don't want to talk about the Trailblazers. And it's like at this point, it's like nobody's talking to anybody. They're all in their corners, and it's just like nothing is gonna get resolved right now. So,
but like my whole thing is the only out of all parties, Miami, Lillard, and Blazers are the only one that can afford to be lazy about the situation.
Right, 100%, 100%.
So it's really up to Miami to bridge the gap somehow. Which I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Right. They need some more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll literally see.
I feel like this whole 3-team trade thing that I think we brought it up a bunch of times in the chat, and the reason why Spurs has become big again in the talks for this trade. I feel like these other teams, especially the Spurs, if you're Portland, you're at a point right now where you have to rebuild, man. You're rebuilding. I always forget this guy's name. The one that did drafted was Scooter or
Scoot Henderson.
Scoot Henderson, right? So you're building around him. Spurs are known for developing players for their exact roles. It may not give you the 100% home run that you want if you're Portland, but you at least have a starting foundation if you do some of these trades. To just get players and put him around to see, because you really haven't really seen him play it. I mean, you saw him play in a summer league. You don't know what, you've seen these stats and stuff. So I just feel like for all parties, it'll be better to get it done sooner than to get it done later. Obviously, I'm a Heat fan. I'm biased, but it's just more of a if you're Portland, you're trying to move forward to the future. If you're really backing, this number 1 draft pick you got, you're so.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you mean just now, enter that chapter now.
Right.
That makes sense.
Which I'm still holding out, man. I really think that that it's gonna happen before trade deadline, or I said it. I think I quoted in the chat. I said before training camp. We have about 2 weeks, a week before training camp starts.
Yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. So then, so it's there's still time. The NBA's in the news every day now for some apparent reason, but yeah. So I think how are we on that on
Flash news? I think we knocked it out the park. I think we added the Harden one.
We added Harden. There was Giannis. I don't know if you want to make that a main topic
we should make
today.
that yeah. What are our main topics today? Actually, you want to just
So
list
main
them out real
topic.
quick?
So I'm actually slacking today, slacking. I did not make a cutout for that, but I do
It's all
have
good.
our.
Next time.
Yeah, I'll make it for the next one. Here, let me look up. So we have. Banter for a little bit. Big L for Celos today. Big L. Dang. Oh, did I send it to you?
You know what? Let's just
Got you right here. So we got the schedule. We got the rookie of the year. We touched on the James Harden stuff, but instead of that today, we're gonna change it over to Giannis. So
you want to go into that first?
Yeah, let's just jump on Giannis, man, because this has been something that's like shaking up everybody right now, you know. So
yeah, it's been about 24 hours now, so this is very relevant news.
Yes.
But the New York Times interviewed Giannis, and there was some quotables in there that will strike fear into any Milwaukee citizen. What do you think?
I 100% agree, and all I will say to that is all y'all Milwaukee fans can take Miami for that. So go ahead, yeah, you continue.
Yeah, so he basically just said a lot of, in the context, it may not sound so bad. He just says, I want to win another championship. I don't want to be here for 20 years if I'm not winning another championship. So, yes, a lot of it is around. Hold on. I think my headphones died.
You're good. I hear you.
Second. Hold on.
So yeah, so pretty much with this Giannis stuff, man. In other words, he's just pretty much saying he wants to be on the same page with the team, which I understand.
Yeah.
It's felt like that Giannis Bucks team has run its course. I saw it last year. And to me, and everybody's called me crazy when we gentlemen swept the Bucks last playoffs. The one game that they won, Giannis was not on the floor, and that to me is an issue because there's been multiple games last season where when Giannis wasn't playing because he was hurt, the Bucks looked scary. And if your main guy isn't on the floor, and they're whooping ass, that to me is like. That right there is a catalyst of what's, something's got to change. So,
yeah. So this year, they're probably going to keep the same team. But he did mention next year is when he's really going to have a serious conversation with the Bucks. Because that team, if they don't go to the finals, which I don't think they will. I think a few people do. I think Josh Nieves definitely believes they're going to go to the finals.
Yeah, but he's a Knicks fan, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, I think the other Knicks fan, Allen, I think he also believes. I doubt the Bucks heavily.
Yeah.
I think that team is old. I think Middleton is half of who he used to be.
I think he's going into surgery again, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, yeah, bro, I wouldn't doubt it. He's gonna, he's just gonna drop off heavily. Like that Gordon Hayward drop off after he broke his leg. It's gonna be like that level drop.
Yes.
That's what and so at this year is gonna be you're gonna be able to read the tea leaves pretty quickly.
Right.
And the pressure is gonna be applied, bro, because he basically said yo, if the Bucks do not make a contending team around me, I am out. That's what he said. That's basically what he said.
So hold on. Wasn't the Bucks? Didn't they get rid of their coach too right after they lost in the playoffs?
Yeah, they got rid. They got rid of their.
That was Giannis's boy, man.
That was Giannis's boy, but that's for the better. I mean.
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying in Giannis's factor of why this is all coming about now.
He did mention that. He in the interview he did mention that there is a new coach, which means there's uncertainty.
Right.
The fact of uncertainty. It's true. There is uncertainty, but. I think that's more certain than just the team construction in general. I think that coach will probably be better than Bud.
Yeah, 100%.
But man, I think this is gonna be pressure applied. I think it's gonna be like the Kobe situation back in 2008, when Kobe requested a trade. Well, this is gonna be different because he might become a free agent. But Kobe requested a trade
Hmm.
to put pressure, which led to Paul Gasol landing on the Lakers.
Right.
So it's gonna be that level of pressure where Giannis, face of the franchise, is gonna do something, say something drastic that's gonna make the Bucks change the whole entire roster for the better. I don't know if they could do it, but that's what's gonna happen.
Well, you see, and here's the thing too, man. Like, this is why I miss old school basketball, because something like that would make it happen. But I feel like, especially these owners, they're at a point of like, I don't know why their egos. Like, essentially, what I'm trying to say is these owners forgot that you need these players to play for you. So I feel like with what we're seeing with Harden, I know it's a different situation. What we're seeing with Lillard, we're seeing right now that like these owners, like it's more about what have you done for me lately, and like they're gonna come back and be like, look, man, yeah, you're saying this, but I'm not gonna give you what you want because you've been hurt every time we go since we won the championship. Like, I just feel like they find these little things, and it's just like, I personally hope, just because I like Giannis, the person, not basketball wise, like he is gonna be a legend in the future. I like him on the Bucks. I hope he stays a franchise Bucks player, because you don't see that anymore,
I agree.
Just like I want Bam to stay here forever.
That's why this interview was just so surprising, because he was so open about leaving.
Yeah.
Like, just how open he is to it, I think it's just damning. I thought one championship, which he got in 2021, would be enough to keep him there forever, regardless if they never won again. The fact that he's unsatisfied could tell you two things: he's really competitive, or
there's more stuff. More stuff is happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
sad. Man.
And overall, kind of sad. That's what I rate that. Sad out of 10.
100%, man. 100%.
So
I have the schedule. I'm pulling up the schedule.
Nice.
Right now, let's see if it's.
By the way, man, I need to. While you do that, I just want to say I gotta start inviting or reminding Manny to watch these, because he's the one that united us, and he himself is a live person. I don't know, like somebody that goes live often. So.
Well, so you know what, we'll once we get off air today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk with Manny, and we're gonna get him on as a guest on our next show. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna destroy him.
The one I'm looking forward to, I have it circled on my calendar whenever it's going to happen, is when we get, and you're going to be the mediator. We're going to have him in here, and we're going to.
Yeah, you got to make some boxing graphics for that.
No, I'm going to do old school 90s Heat versus Knicks.
Person in that infamous chat. At least one episode per person in that.
Oh, of course. And once our league starts as well, man, like we could start doing weekly matchups.
You don't want to do this when the league starts, man. I'm gonna talk my. So,
bro,
anyways,
but that's that. So well, I had it up here, but it's all like wording here, so it's not like an actual hey, this person plays this person, none of that. So that's what I'm trying to figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a. Let's just start off with this, right? I'm a Spurs fan. I think that's a relevant talking point.
Right.
Last year, I believe they had 2.
Got it right here. Okay.
National televised games. This year they went to 19, which is more than the Pelicans. It's more than, I'm trying to
thankfully so.
Yeah, more than Anthony Edwards Wolves, I believe, which again, the NBA is trying to prop up Anthony to be the next guy. And I think obviously it's Wembanyama, but dude, that's just insane. Like the hype, I'm still trying to understand. 19, that's like peak Spurs. Even Spurs were at their peak. They didn't have that many nationally televised games. Yeah, I
mean, when they played us in the finals, they didn't have that many games out there, did they?
No, I do not believe so. I'm gonna tell you, I had to go out of my way to try to watch those games. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I will say though, again, I'm a Heat fan, so we've played against the Spurs so many times. I love seeing the Spurs on TV just because of the camaraderie, the way they play the game. It's how I play basketball on the court. It's all about team ball. Yeah. I really do like seeing them on there. And once the Spurs are good, man, the league is good. Yeah. So I
appreciate that.
So to me, it is fun. So up here, I do have finally, the NBA schedule. So let's start on Tuesday, October 24th. We have our first two games, which is the Lakers versus Denver. And then we have Phoenix versus Golden State Warriors. The NBA is starting this year with a bang, man, because to see the Lakers come back, and try to get that one over Denver after Denver embarrassed them, that's freaking awesome. And for some reason, like, I felt like I didn't see enough of KD with the Phoenix. So I don't know. I feel like that one against the Warriors, I think Steph this year is probably going to go off. I don't just something in the back of my head is telling me that Steph is just he's gonna try to have another MVP season.
I hope he does, because I mean, there's just a lot of conversations around him in general that I feel like he may or may not need to remind or prove, or like, he's been saying some stuff. So like, this is the year to like really cement it, because last year there wasn't, they went to the second round and that's pretty much it. They should have beat the Lakers. So like, a little embarrassing in my opinion.
100%. I do feel like them picking up Chris Paul, which is another, you have Chris Paul versus Phoenix Suns right now.
See how that works. Yeah.
I really do think the reason why I'm feeling this way about Curry as well is because Curry, I feel like he's going to be more off the ball now, because you have that solidified point guard in Chris Paul where he doesn't need to score more than 10 points, if that, because you got your Klay Thompson, you got your Steph Curry. Even Draymond probably going to have more points now. Like, I just feel like scoring-wise, the Warriors are going to go upward, but their defense definitely is going to take a hit, though. That's what I do believe.
Yeah. I got here the list of all national televised games per team.
Okay,
Warriors
let's go.
are number 1. They got 41 games. Half every other game is going to be on ESPN, TNT, something.
That's ridiculous.
They are number 1.
That's
number
ridiculous.
2, which I think is ridiculous, at 40 is Lakers.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's the freaking it's the Lakers.
Now the next 3, I'm just gonna name them, and you just keep giving me your reaction. I like your reaction. The next one is the Suns, 37. I feel like that makes sense.
Because of Beal, picking up Beal, you got KD. Okay.
This next one, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Celtics at 34.
I'm walking out of here, man. The Celtics, man. Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
What have the Celtics done, bro?
Listen, I'm gonna keep reading, and I'm gonna stop at some point, and you'll realize what I'm gonna stop. The next team, finally, the champions, the Nuggets at 30. So they had 4 teams ahead of them, which I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I
would have accepted the Lakers in front of them, but
I would have. They're tied with the Bucks at 30 as well.
The Bucks?
The Bucks have 30. It's a little weird. The next 3, I'm just gonna read them out real quick in a row. Next is Sixers, then Mavs, then Knicks. I'm surprised at the Knicks. I mean, I get it. They always have televised games, and Brunson is on the come up, but I would assume somebody else would be ahead.
The Heat.
Yeah. So hold on. I'm not. All right. So let's see where the Heat are. Hold on. Let me read down this list. The Heat are, they're kind of deep. They are.
This is ridiculous.
They're actually, they're next. They are next. So they're like 10th at 24 games. So if you think about it, the Heat only, and again, it's just kind of wild. The Heat have 5 extra games more than the Spurs, just because of one player. The Heat were in the finals last year.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. It's a little funky. One team that I do not agree with the number, the Clippers are at 22. I feel like that's high.
Wait. So hold on. So let me make this comparison real quick. So what was the Heat at exactly?
24.
So the Heat only have 2 more games than the Clippers? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. No, there's like tiers, right? There's like the 30 and plus, which are like, like primetime television. There's like the 20s, which is where the Heat are at, and so are teams like, the Knicks and like, I don't know, just random teams like the Kings. Yeah. The Kings got 22, by the way. So
the Kings
Yeah.
are actually good. You know, like I'm okay with that. I actually
You want-
enjoyed watching the Kings
Do
game.
you want to know a surprising one? The Cavs are at 17, less than the Spurs.
Wow.
I thought Donovan Mitchell pulled in some viewers. That could be, I don't know. I guess not.
Old Donovan Mitchell, I would say that, but
He ain't
these
the
last
same.
couple of seasons, bro, like it's been like a downhill battle for him. He's been more of a, I'm not gonna say a cancer because I'm not gonna label a player that, but it's been more of like he's actually hurt the team more than he's been elevating them. You know, like he's another one where I was talking about Giannis earlier, where when he's not on the floor and you have what's their point guard in the Cavs.
Garland.
When he's
Garland.
running the ball and scoring, like they're winning games. You know, so
I agree. I super duper agree. I'm super anti Donovan. I think his career is gonna be similar to like trajectory, not caliber, similar
Right.
to Michael Carter Williams in the sense that he peaked early and is gonna, you know what I mean?
he's gonna stay stagnant. He has to find that team where, you know, he's
Yeah.
he's
That
just he doesn't
comparison-
need to score, but he can.
Yeah, that comparison is obviously super disrespectful, but I'm not talking about playing level. I'm talking about like angle of the trajectory, like the angle.
No, that
Coming
makes
down.
sense. That's like another good one to compare him to is Harris over at the Sixers.
Oh yeah.
You know, Tobias when he was in Detroit, he was like, oh, he was the guy, and now he's like, get that guy off my team. You know, even though they
Yeah.
pay him every year, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Switching staying on the same topic, switching concepts. We got the Clippers and the Sixers playing after the deadline. Both of their games, right? Because East and West versus each other twice. So both of the games are after the trade deadline.
Yep.
And same goes for Portland and Miami.
Miami. Yep.
They did that. They did something on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what they're doing there. That was
Yeah.
not by accident. They want those ratings.
100%. And I would hate for this to take this long, but it's probably going to happen the week of trade deadline, and they're just going to say whatever, we're going to do it, and yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen.
What I predict, you know, as me being a little hater, I think that when Dame doesn't go to the Heat, those games are going to be replaced. They're not going to televise those games. They're going to televise something else. So, hot take on the record, those games that are nationally televised will not be televised.
Okay.
Because that trade ain't happening.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Hey, I respect it. I mean, it doesn't happen till it happens, I guess, you know?
Yep.
But no, I do think there has been a lot more talk on it. These last 2 weeks, there hasn't been anything with Damian Lillard that's been really happening. But this past week right now, there has been movement. There has been more talks, even though if it's a lot of, you know, Portland doesn't want to hear this or Damian Lillard doesn't want to talk about them. There's been more action moving. Again, that could be the media, that could be, you know, whatever it is, but it's I feel like it's gonna happen sooner than later. It's just a matter of when. So we can jump on. Do you want to touch on anything else?
Yeah, real quick. Staying on schedules, really quick.
Right.
Suppose this is rumor, and I just want you to react. It's about schedules.
Okay.
The Clippers have been absolutely shafted by the Staples Center, or now called the Crypto.com arena or whatever.
Right.
Because they are leaving the arena, right? Because Ballmer is making his own stadium or whatever it's called.
Right.
Because so they are leaving. They're not tenants and bringing in the money. They're beginning to shorten the stick. So their schedule is the worst schedule in the league. They travel like they're just the worst schedule. Like their back-to-backs they have the most back-to-backs. They have the longest distance traveled in the shortest amount of time. Like just the whole 9 yards. And it's primarily because their 41 games at home are the worst bunch of games available. Like the dates are just the crappiest. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that's some freaking BS, man, because you know, like and then they have the most like televised games. Like, what's going on there, bro? Like more than the Heat. Like, what's going on there? That doesn't make sense.
Man. No, they have 2 less than the Heat, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Still, it's close. Like, come on now. Oh, we just lost him. He'll be back. But yeah, guys, like that to me is like, it's wild. It's just wild to me. Like, what's going on? Like, are you kidding me? The Clippers? What have the Clippers done? Pandemic Paul George. I love his podcast. Great podcast. I love his podcast. Oh, here we go. Let's jump back in here.
Don't know what happened there.
That was the Clippers fans. They were just axing you out of here, bro. They didn't want to hear you.
They didn't want to hear the truth. I'm gonna switch microphones again. But yeah, go ahead and start talking about the next topic.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna wrap up real quick. I was just saying, like, I love Paul George's podcast and all that shit, but like, what have they done? They haven't done anything, man. Haven't done absolutely nothing. So before I go on a whole rant on the Clippers, let's jump to the next one. So we have here Rookie of the Year predictions, and I feel like this is going to be a big one. And this will probably be the last topic before we go into the Boiler Room, which is a cool little segment all run by Ian. But let's dive deep into the Rookie of the Year predictions. Who do you have right now? And what are you thinking?
So there's a good YouTuber, I think he goes by the name of AM Hoops or something like that, and he made a video, and in that video, I already had these opinions. I think he just
Elaborate.
Explained them very well.
Right.
Yeah, there's definitely some options. I think it's going to come down to who is the flashiest. And
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, Spurs are not aiming for highlights. They're not aiming for flashiness. They're not aiming to please you or me or anybody else that's watching those 19 games.
100%.
I'm just going to come out and say that. Secondly, the requirement to win Rookie of the Year, 65 games.
Damn.
So I'm just throwing that out there. You got to play 65. If you miss, what is that, 17? No. Yeah, 17. You can't miss 17 games.
Yep.
So
No, you can't. Which now with that, and I don't mean to cut you off, but with that, I feel like for me, that's gonna be an issue because all of a sudden every team in the league now wants to load manage, their players now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's gonna eliminate a lot of who's playing who. It's gonna boil down to who's on the court and who's not. And I feel like that's to me is so you can continue.
Yeah. So I think Chet does not have the green light. There are a lot of players, and they're actually trying to do something. They're trying to get to the playoffs. He's going to have time to develop, but he is going to be playing a role. He is not going to be, the man, quote unquote.
Right.
Scoot Henderson is going to have the green light. He's going to have that green light bright. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants. And his play style is perfect for Instagram. It's going to get them highlights. It's going to get the reels. It's going to get shared. I think Wemby has momentum on his side, but ultimately it's the Spurs. They are not here to please us. So look, I am who I am. I'm the biggest Wemby fan you'll probably meet, right? I don't think it's going to be him. I don't think it's designed to be him.
Right.
I don't think the Spurs are like in a position to care about it. I think Wemby does. He's going to try every game.
So
Not the rest.
So here's my thing. So with Wemby, I actually have him as the Rookie of the Year. One, because of his following, of how everyone is literally like this whole, and I know this has nothing to do with basketball, but like his first day, as you want to call it, as a Spur, this dude was all over the media with something that had nothing to do with basketball with Britney Spears.
Yeah, his height. Yeah, you're right.
So I feel like, to me, again, going back to what I said also, basketball-wise, is that staying on the court, Wemby is a person that, he's an all-star, he's all this. His number one thing that he wants to do, which is what the league is missing, is I want to play ball. And if he can be out there, he's going to be out there. And the fact that the Spurs, no offense, don't really have like high stars, I feel like he's going to be out there every game.
You're right.
All year long.
And he is more likely to hit that 65 game threshold than not.
Right.
But I still think the plays and the development is not going to be what he had in France. He's not going to have the green light. I think he is 100% going to be told to develop habits, boring habits. You know what I'm saying? Like
Tim Duncan habits is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying like just strictly all backboard. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying like he's just not gonna have the green light. He's not gonna be able to have monster stat lines. I think he's gonna have to learn plays and teamwork and sometimes be the second option, even though he should be the first. Like just
more of a system type
he's
of
gonna
play
yeah,
than it is more of a one-on-one type where Scoot's gonna be like,
you hit it right on the money. Yeah. He's going to be a system, and that's just how it is. That's how Kawhi got raised, and look where he's at now. That's how many people are raised, and they become who they become. It works.
Right.
But at the beginning, it's not I don't know, rookie of the year worthy, which you have exceptions like literally Tim Duncan and David Robinson. They're the crazy exceptions in the world. They're grown-ass men.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were just grown.
I will say this. Again, I don't mean to cut you off, but one thing that will elevate Wemby, if this trade goes down and they get Tyler Hero and they do run a system, that's going to be a system that people want to see.
That's a nasty system. That's nasty.
And
I want the trade to go down.
I want to keep Tyler. If we could get Lillard and Tyler, I would be the happiest man. Have you not seen Tyler? Have you not seen
is he
Tyler?
buff?
He's buffer than what he was, last season. He's building up that muscle.
No, I bet. Dude, you're a Heat fan. I'm going to quiz you. How old is he?
Right now, last time I know we got him when he was 19? So I would say 21, 22, around there.
He's a little older. He's been around the league a little longer. He's 23, which is still a baby.
23. Okay, yes, 23. Okay.
He's still a baby. But like I just remember when I was young, or even Josh Nieves, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling him out. When he was that age, he was scrawny. He was scrawny.
Yeah.
Now the man got some meat on his bones. You know what I'm saying? Now he's looking, like a hunk. Pause. But Tyler is gonna become a problem. He's gonna become a problem. If he is, he's not a star, but if he's like the level of attention he's getting at that age,
right.
I think he's only gonna go up.
You see, so the thing with Tyler is, I personally do feel he's a star. It's just, again, it goes back to his availability. If this season he actually manages to stay healthy, I know it's not his fault when he gets injured, but when he's on the floor, he does make a lot. He does change the dynamic of the game. Now, mind you, him having 3-4 years now under his belt.
Yeah,
he had the IQ is there. You have a mentor in D Wade. You have, you had UD in your back. Like you had a lot of different people. You had Jimmy, who brought you in under his wing when you came into the league. You see the different stuff. Now imagine that with having Wemby under his wing. Not saying that he's just gonna go in there and be his mentor or whatnot, but Tyler's been going through a lot to where he can talk to Wemby and be like, "Yo, look, sometimes it's you have to focus more on ball than what's going on off the court."
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, for me, Spurs Hero, I think that's a match made in heaven. Let's I hope that happens. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not?
Nice. So
all right. What else we got? Hit me.
So that was rookie predictions and speaking of Tyler, this is a big reason why I brought up Tyler, and this will be the last topic before we go into the boiler room. So today, I sent you some pictures. Let me see if I can. Well, I'll upload it for the next one, I guess. But he was training today in Miami, playing some ball, and guess who was sitting on the bench with him?
Oh yeah, you did send me those photos.
Joel Embiid. Yeah. And Joel Embiid looked very, very happy, smiling.
Yeah.
What could be something, could be nothing. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's more nothing. But I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, Embiid is sitting back, looking around the league, and he's taking notes of how everybody's doing trade requests, and he's just formulating the best way for him to do it, because
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is socializing, getting, buddy with different people in different corners of the NBA, because he's about to be friends with somebody that's not
Right.
on the Sixers. You know what I mean? He's about to have some new friends.
Well,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
who is his best friend? Do you know that? I'm gonna quiz you on that.
His best friend?
Yeah,
Um,
basketball wise.
Jeez. I don't know. Is it Butler? No, hell
Yes,
no.
it is. Yes,
It
it is. Yes, it is. Just,
You saying he's gonna go to the Heat?
hey man.
Wow. All right. I mean, dude. Here's the thing. That's the trade. What happened? It's a trade. I don't think it's gonna be free agency.
Oh no, yeah. It would have to be a trade. 100%. It would have to be a trade. It's the only
Yeah,
way we
that
get
means you're
any
losing
players.
That means you're losing Bam. You okay with that? Because that's just
No,
that's just
100% not.
2019 2.0.
Yeah, no, 100% not. I would never get rid of Bam, but I do see a team where Bam can fit with Embiid. I do see that.
Oh, of course.
But
yeah,
that's
of course.
that's if this Lillard stuff doesn't go through. That's the only way we will go after Embiid. The only way.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So that next week, I definitely want to talk Sixers.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah,
keep,
we
let's
can
keep that
definitely
in the
break
bag.
that down. All right, so now we're going to the fun part. Let me do this quick little flashy little video thing. So here we go. It's the boiler room, guys. All right.
The production on this show, A1.
Appreciate it, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm gonna add a couple more stuff. Next time we'll have music in the background while we're talking. But let's go, man. Boiler room, all you, brother. You take it away.
All right, so I got two that I'm not gonna say both. Maybe one will be for next week. And I was debating on which one to do over the other, and I think I'm gonna go with the first one since it was a flash topic. But I'm gonna go with Ant-Man. All right, so I got a hot take that revolves around him.
Oh, wow.
And this is how I honestly feel. Josh Nieves reached out to me and said something similar without me provoking his opinion, and we share the same opinion. So this may not be too hot, after I heard an opinion from somebody else, but this is my opinion. This is the hot take. Anthony Edwards is going to be very soon a much better player, and people will want to have a franchise built around him over somebody like Shai Alexander-Gilgeous. Cannot pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Shai Alexander-Gilgeous. Yeah, you know who.
SGA.
Thank you.
SGA.
So, I mean, right now, SGA, first of all, I've seen I'm reading articles, The Atlantic, I don't know, people's top 20 in the NBA right now, and Ant is not even in the top 20. Right. He's young. He's young. I think was he in the same draft as Hero? I know he's the same age.
I think
maybe 1 year after. But
I think he was 1 year after, yes. Because I think he did one extra year in college than Hero, I think.
And you got Shai, who was first All NBA, right? He was first?
If not first, he was definitely second, yeah. But he was definitely up there. He was definitely up there.
Why
I think he was first because OKC had all those first round picks when we gave up all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's a hot take. Now you tell me, what's the true temperature? I'm saying it. I only had it in my head. I don't know if this is crazy hot or if it's just a little warm.
I feel
give
like
it 2 years. Edwards, SGA.
Now here's the thing, right? Now SGA, especially what's helping. Well, I mean not SGA. Anthony Edwards. What's helping Anthony Edwards out a lot right now in that conversation? Exactly what he's doing right now in the Olympics. But, and as crazy as it sounds, on TV, especially because he has Towns with him, you see more of him on TV than you do see the OKC with SGA.
Yeah.
So I feel like that, to me, since we see more of him, we really don't get to appreciate what SGA does. And was SGA hurt last season? I do not remember if he was.
No, he was good. He was fine.
Okay. So it's a matter of just not being able to see him. I feel like that's going to be the different factor of, who's good, who's not. And And on top of that, with what SGA has had, I feel like scoring what he's had to put on more on his shoulders than what Anthony Edwards has had to.
He's the man. Anthony Edwards is technically not the man of the Wolves right now, although he will be.
Exactly. I feel like they're finally realizing that they need to stop going through Towns and they need to start going through Edwards.
So like right now, I think if you look up, Vegas MVP odds, Shai is like he's definitely top 10. He could be top 5 in odds.
Right.
Like the stock on Shai is high. I'm saying Anthony Edwards is going to surpass that. That's my hot take. He's going to surpass that, not this season, but at least in 2 years.
I mean, hey, if he keeps on this trajectory on how he's doing, because right now, if I've never seen Anthony Edwards play before and I'm watching him play right now, how he's taking over not just like his team, but this is a USA team. So this is like a team of stars. He's literally getting the ball, taking over, and winning games. So, if you were to show me that, then I
just want to go on the record and say this opinion came before they even started. Because what I saw in the playoffs, I mean, here's the thing. I don't watch what's on television. I watch it by other means, which I'm not going to publicly say.
Hey, 100%.
So, dude, Anthony Edwards is just crazy. That playoff, dude, him against the Nuggets was insane. It's just insane.
Yeah.
But the thing is, SGA is also insane too. He's all they're just both crazy. But I just feel like, dude, I don't know, man. I just feel some type of way. And so, I think a lot of people are coming around to it because he's on Team USA. Everybody's watching those games.
Yep.
People around him, right? Now you get to truly compare. You have Halliburton. You have Reeves down here. Whoever's in between. I'm starting to forget Brunson, who's really good. You have all these players that are in the same tier of skill and talent, and he's above all of them. And he's one of the younger ones there. And so that kind of proves my point, but I had this opinion beforehand. We just, didn't get this podcast out on time.
Right. So to that real quick, I do want to say, because to me, again, going back to what I was saying, with Anthony Edwards, I feel like he has been given the stage more to, not promote, but to show his talent and skill level, especially on the grander scale, where I feel like this year, now that you mentioned it, I'm going to keep more of an eye on it. And if SGA goes off, let's say he has a big game against the Phoenix, or he has, even the smaller games against Chicago and stuff like that, I feel like if he's given the right, who does he play? New Orleans in ESPN? He plays New Orleans, and then they play they play you guys. TNT, which I feel like that's going to be pretty big. Wemby and SGA.
Yeah.
So I would need to see it. I do maybe, like I said, the 2 year, like how you're saying, I do agree with that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, man, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, for sure. So that's all I'll take. Doesn't sound like it was too hot. I definitely have some ones that'll melt your ears.
Oh yeah,
I'm saving them.
That's what I'm ready for, man.
I'm spreading them out.
I'll bring some marshmallows next time so I can roast them.
I mean, I have so many. I just wanted to choose down because Ant-Man was kind of relevant to today's conversation, and I wanted to get that out there early because next year he's gonna be really freaking good, and it's not gonna be so hot. As every day goes on, it's getting colder and colder because Anthony Edwards' stock is just going up and up.
Yeah.
So I had to get out there early.
As crazy as this sounds, I would not be surprised if the Wolves actually start talking about shopping Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, they got to. They have to. People need to come to conclusions sooner rather than later.
Yes. And here's the thing. He's actually a good player. He's just not working in that system anymore. And as much as I can't stand the outbreak monkey, and you guys can roast me in the comments for calling him that, but Rudy Gobert, dude, I cannot stand him. But I feel like the amount of picks that they use to get him, I feel like Rudy Gobert is going to be the face of that team for a long time with Anthony Edwards.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can see that. Here's the thing, man. I mean, that they're in a bad spot, but they're not in the worst spot.
Right.
They can definitely get a nice reset if they give away Cat, get some picks back, to break even, and then you still have people like Daniels. You still have Anthony Edwards. Like, you still have a decent. Like, you're not left at nothing. You're not left with nothing. You still got something to work around.
So thinking about it though, right now, I'm gonna add to your hot take, and I want to hear what you're gonna say about it before we get to this last one. Before we end it, this year, Anthony Edwards goes off, right? Has the best season of his career, top notch.
Yeah.
He asked for a trade before they even trade Karl-Anthony Towns. What do you feel about that?
I'd be pissed. Dude, that sounds horrible. That sounds like a horrible situation. That sounds
not
horrible.
Impossible.
You think that's like? Is that a hot take you believe in your heart?
I believe that's what's gonna happen.
Yo, that's crazy. He does strike me as the guy that doesn't want to be in a small market, but he also strikes me as the guy that doesn't care where he plays. He just wants to win. I don't think he's upset with the Wolves. I don't know.
The reason why I say that is because kind of what's been going on this offseason, I was getting that same feeling. And obviously Jimmy Butler took that to a whole nother level with going on there with the bench and, beating all the starters and yelling at them, asking for a trade and all that. I'm not saying it's going to get to that level. It's going to be more regular season on the court and him scoring, but just the changing of the number, I know it's not a big thing, but it's it could be something, it could be nothing.
That's a hot take. Yeah. That's definitely your boiler room hot take.
Hey, I'll take full credit. But when it happens, remember who said it, guys. All right, remember who said it.
But you're saying this year, because that's what you're going on record for. The hot take is this year. He's going to say that.
Well, I'm saying that he's going to ball out this year. At the end of the year, if nothing gets changed, especially if they get blown out again in the playoffs, something's going to happen, and it's not going to be Karl-Anthony. Karl-Anthony Towns is probably the most relaxed individual I have ever seen who's playing basketball, who doesn't want to change his scenario for some reason.
Yeah.
He could have left that team a while ago, and he's still
money
in there. Yeah,
he's
exactly.
Really competitive. So,
and that's the difference between Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns, and that was the difference between Jimmy Butler.
I see him requesting a trade on Cat's behalf before he requested trades for himself. I see him going to that conference and saying, "Yo, get rid of him and give me somebody else."
Okay.
All right, role players.
We'll write it down and we'll see what happens.
Nice.
All right, and your last boiler room take. Which one do you got for us?
Oh, you want me to say? I was gonna save it for next week, but it's a lengthy one. I think I should save it. I don't want to give.
You want to save it? Okay, we'll save it, man. We'll save it. We'll go ahead and end it. All right, so that is the cap of our first episode. We're gonna end it off here. Where can the people find you? I'm gonna need you to send me after this. Send me your Instagram, your Twitters, and all that, so I can have a little thing pop up.
Everything in the world is Brodesto, BRODESTO. It's right there. Everything: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. I don't know, TikTok. I've never done with TikTok actually. I don't know, whatever. I only use Instagram and I guess Twitter. Threads.
Threads. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Threads. Oh, you know what? I gotta start posting on Threads too. I'm gonna be cutting up this video, all the videos that we do, and doing little snippets, like the boiler room takes. I'll do little snippets of that and shop it around media and all that good stuff. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, guys. So you already know where you can find me, Real Talk Productions, on YouTube, Twitch, and as of right now on Twitter, we will be making a technical foul Twitter page where we go live and all that. But for right now on Twitter, just go follow me on Carlos_Maswan. And then that's where we go live on there. After that, the videos will be saved on YouTube and they'll be on Twitch. I think it's like 30 to 40 days it stays on there or something like that before you do a new live. But yeah, so we are shooting for every Friday. Is that what we're shooting for?
Yeah, let's do that every Friday. Why
Every
not?
Friday. All
I
right,
think
cool.
with some, potential emergency episodes in between.
Oh, of course, 100%. And we're gonna. So I'm putting it out there. We're gonna get guests, and we're gonna try to shoot to have a guest for episode 2. So stay tuned for that. And then yeah, guys. So that's it. That's where we're gonna end it off. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. So we're gonna end it right here.
Nice. See ya.
See ya.